comment section, okay? Good morning, Ma. The stage is yours, Ma.
Good morning. Please, I was correct. I'm very young still, please. But my name is Faith Husseini there. I started this business in 2020. And the year I started this business, I had just graduated from the university. And what happened was that at the time that I started the business, I was thinking of what I was going to do with my life for like the next 5 years. And I was thinking of all the jobs and internships I had gone through because I grew up as an academic. So what my mindset was basically fixed on going to school, getting a good degree, and then landing a very, very good job. That was all I wanted in life. And then I decided to go into medicine. Unfortunately for me, the medicine did not work out. And then I switched to microbiology. So after I switched to microbiology, I had to do my internship at NMPC, Towers, NMPC Hospital, and another private hospital. And when I was there, I worked like a dog. In fact, I worked like a slave. So even a dog was living a better life than me at that time. I worked like a slave. I'll be in the office before 8 a.m. and then I'll leave by 5. And how much were they trying to pay me? 15K. And I thought that, oh, maybe it's because I'm an intern. I don't know if can everybody hear me? Okay. I thought that maybe it was because I was an intern. That's why I was going to be paid that little. And then asked the head of the lab how much she was being paid. And she told me, oh, my salary is 60,000 naira. And that's when it dawned on me that this profession is not leading anywhere. In fact, it's not going to take me far. So I actually was on my bed like 3 months before I graduated. I was looking at the ceiling. I was like, God, is it with this degree that I'm going to use to get a good job? Like, where am I even going to get a job that will pay me to satisfy my life? Some people are saying the volume is good. Someone says it's not too good. So I'll just increase my volume, my voice, so that everybody can hear me. So after that, I prayed to God to show me a way out because I could not believe that this was what I was stepping into, the workforce that was waiting for me. So what happened was that, actually speaking, my father is the one that started the business before me. In fact, my father retired in the civil service. He was bored and he didn't have anything to do. In fact, he didn't know what to do next with, with his time. And what he was doing was staying in the living room. Time was passing him by till somebody sent him a text message and he was invited to see the business opportunity, and then he signed up. So what happened was that when he signed up, he told me about the business and he showed me everything that was going on in the business. And I said, don't do it. Oh, these people are scammers. So myself, I told my father not to do the business. And when I told him not to do the business, the man just kept quiet. He said nothing. And then he continued doing the business. Then after 2 weeks, he called me and he said, come and look at something. And what he showed me was encashments. And that's when my eyes opened because I could see Chakam, because he got a sign up within the first 2 weeks. He was already on fire. So he started signing up, and this was when my eyes opened and I said, you mean this business is real? And he said, wait, don't worry, check my account balance tomorrow, because he was just showing me the DTC. And I said, okay, maybe something is happening here. Then the next day, the man actually showed me his account balance and I saw credit alert. I said, wow. In fact, I just told my father, we had a secret agreement in my house. Nobody knew. I told him, I said, if you show me this business, me and you will do it together. And that's how I actually started. I didn't even need to go to BM. What I needed was just credit alert and I was sold. So I didn't even need to even go to BM. And when I started with the BOM, I started sitting down, watching the lectures, attending the classes. I was also attending the cell meetings. I was still very young. And then by the precious grace of God, within less than a month, I started my presentations. And that is how I actually started taking this business far. Now, when I started this business, obviously my story changed. But what I noticed, or what was very sad about the business is, or actually what was sad about reality, not even the business, was that I had to serve the following year. So by God's grace, in fact, I said, I don't need to go to any other big place, because I could have easily decided to serve in another company to suffer me and pay me maybe just 15,000 naira. I decided to serve in the same office that my father opened. And that is how I did my youth service as a corper in this business. And when I went to camp, When I went to camp, I was sad because it's very obvious that there's no job for anybody out there. If someone said go for instance, there's no job for anybody out there. In fact, if you want a job, you have to pay for it without the assurance that you even get the job. And a lot of core members, in fact, my camp, I don't know whether they were setting up for failure. They had to bring entrepreneurial studies. You know, it's bad when there's entrepreneurial studies and it means that there's nothing left for you in the future. So they now brought people to come and help us to make small chops. They brought people to come and help us to make beats. People taught us how to do, in fact, there was barbing. There was even barbing. Is that the future that Nigeria wants for our fellow youths? Is that really the future that our Nigeria wants for our fellow youths? Barbing and bead making. It will not take you far. It will not make you rich. So it was even then, I was even more serious about it. In my heart, I already made up my mind that this business is the only business that can even give me financial freedom, because before I even went to camp, I had already started making my money and I already started enjoying the benefits of the business. When I went to camp and I realized that by the time I pass out, nothing is going to be waiting for me, I decided that no way, at this point, I'm going to be more serious. And by 2021, that's when I already decided, my father was already serious in the business, but I took it far and then I committed to it and I introduced my fellow co-members to the business. By the precious grace of God, I can say that my life has not been the same. By the precious grace of God, I've also married. Through the business, it also gave me the financial confidence and the stamina and the strength to marry. And then that's how I even began my life. So the business is amazing. The business is wonderful because it gives us youth the amazing opportunity to start something with our lives. Because genuinely speaking, there's nothing waiting for us out there. I'm saying youth because I'm still a youth in my eye anyways. Someone said marital freedom. I'm still a youth anyways. But by the precious grace of God, this business is what God has given to us in Nigeria, because where will you see a business that will help people to be able to be free with their time, free with their finances, free with their health? You will not find this business any other place. You will not find it. Even if you want to Japan, go abroad, you will suffer. So the truth is that this business is for every one of us. It is for the youth, it's for the elderly. And I just want to encourage everybody that is on this journey that you don't give up. We shall make it. And by the precious grace of God, we shall all see our rewards. I don't want to waste too much time. And I believe that's the end of my story. I just want to thank our amazing leaders. I just want to thank our amazing leaders for this opportunity. I want to thank Dr. Mba for giving us this platform, because it is not easy. One thing that drew my father and I to this business was the fact that they gave us proper lecturing, they gave us education, they informed us. This business is not deceitful, it is informative. So that's one thing I really, really appreciated. And that's why I even have more confidence to do the business, because I know that when there's a family, when people are being kept together, it means that you genuinely want people to grow and you want to drag them along. And I see that with everybody here. And I just want to appreciate the STAR team, because I couldn't have imagined being in a business where I wasn't even in this particular team. And I want to thank everybody for listening to my very short but very amazing story. And I pray that God will see us through.
Wow. Let's celebrate Ambassador Mrs. Faith. Let's celebrate her on the comment section. Well done, Mrs. Faith. We're super, super proud of you. Well done. All right. I'm sure we heard her story. I'm sure we're able to pick one or two from her story. The power of credit alert. So you can see what credit alert can do to people. You can see what credit alert can do to prospects. You can see what credit alert can do to your friends. All right. So let's celebrate her. Well done, Mrs. Faith. All right. So right about now, we're going to be calling on stage our trainer for today. Hey, God. Star Nation, you're not ready for who I'm about to call on stage. So join me as I welcome a man who I respect so much, a man who is massively doing well for himself in this business, a man who has traveled the world, and is still doing this business, an ambassador. Join me as I welcome on stage Ambassador Hussein Hidayah. Let's welcome him on the comment section. Let's welcome him. Good morning, sir. The stage is yours, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saluting our dear leader, I call him the president of the Star Nation. That is, I'm talking about Dr. Elijah Mba. I pay a lot of homage to him because it is through him that I am in the business. Had it been that he didn't show it to my uplines, I wouldn't have run into the business, and I remain internally grateful to him. I am not going to waste too much time. Already, my testifier in the person of MC Faith Dyer has hinted you about how I started the business. I was invited as usual to the usual BOM, and behold, it was Dr. Tony Akabuno that presented. When I saw it, I was talking to myself, I said, can this be real? So thank God, with my background, I'm an accountant by training, and I checked, I discovered that this business is about, there is a system base, is knowledge base, and the possibility of scamming is very, very minimal because human interference is very, very minimal. I said, okay, let me start with 3 accounts. As at then, 3 account was 114,000. So after, when I attended the IPO, Dr. Tony was still following me up. He said, you can do that better. So I checked, I said, I have lost a lot of money here and there. Barely losing 570,000 naira will not reduce anything from me. So I went for it. And behold, I discovered that this business is actually the business of the 21st century. I was lamenting, as at that time, 2 of my children, they had graduated and no job. I said, and I checked, discovered that the entire country were producing a lot of graduates every day. A lot of coppers are coming out every day. What is their fate? And coming from the federal system, I know very well that there is an embargo on unemployment. I work closely with the present head of service, and along the line, some of my friends knew that were closed. So they were pressurizing me, please talk to the head of service. So I said, but you know, there's an embargo on employment, no job. They said, no, they are still employing secretly. So I now called the woman. I said, Madam Folashade, her name. I said, please, I am under pressure. My intimate, my very close friends, they are desperate. Their children are at home. Please help me. Say, why am I talking like that? I knew very well that even the President Buhari then, he was on air clearly to say that there is no job anywhere. So I said, what is the fate of our youth? I was not even worried about the elderly because at least we have been there for 30-something years, 35 years in my own case. So certainly my worry is not about the elderly, but the youth that we are producing. What is their future? God had blessed us with a beautiful nation, blessed with a lot of resources, but the resources are just going through few hands. So what happens with the population we are producing every day? So that's why I said, okay, because of that, I now, of course, expose it to, God bless me with 6 children, expose it to them. And particularly Faith and one other person, they caught the vision and they are doing it. And I'm quite sure, as Faith said, they are not regretting it because it's giving them financial freedom. As I now, I have 3 grandchildren. I signed them into the business. And as at now, they are paying their school fees by themselves. God's willing, God has blessed me with another granddaughter of recent, just about a month ago, and that is why I'm even in the UK. I have no doubt I am going to sign up that this girl, she's going to be one of the business partners. So when I was given this the chance to make this presentation, I was contemplating which topic, what am I going to talk about? So I now I discovered that, okay, the best thing is to address particularly the youth, that this business is really the business of the moment and of course of the future, so that will appeal to you. Take this business very, very, very seriously, because this is the business that will give you particularly financial freedom. We know you don't have too much health challenge. The health freedom is more for elderly people like us, but you need financial freedom. You need to own your life. So I want to encourage, before I go to my paper, I want to appeal to you, pay attention. What I'm going to say is not a new thing, but it's just to re-emphasize and to strengthen